We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences, raw conversations, one destination for it all. E360 TV.
5 years ago, the Power of We Symposium was created to provide a platform for kids from all sectors where they could have a safe and comfortable environment in which to share both their joys and concerns. The Power of We Symposium is proud to have served over 250 kids throughout Romania when we took our mission global back in May of 2023. Now, 2 teams of amazing volunteers from both the U.S. and Romania embarked on an 8-day Legacy of Hope tour, bringing encouragement and hope to not only the kids of Romania, but also the adults who support them, and also to over 100 kids here in the U.S. who contributed handwritten letters of hope to our Romania mission of 2023. Now, this year, we are proud to provide this opportunity yet again in October, and we are super excited to up our game. New venue, 750 kids this time, and we want to see you there. We're looking forward to meeting you in person at this year's event, which promises, as always, incredible speakers, amazing content, and of course, some of the greatest kids on the planet. So, mark your calendars for October 24th, and we'll see you here in Chicagoland for the Power of We Symposium 2024. This year's theme is Always Together, Never Alone. Tickets are available now on Eventbrite or at powerofwesymposium.com.
Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Look, I changed my set. I sure did. I got cartoons. Look at all my dolls and toys and games. Look, y'all, I love me some play. I do. I love to play. I love the healing that comes with play. And I love the healing that comes from kids that laugh and the joy, the unbridled happiness. Can I get an amen? Good morning, y'all. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, and I'm so excited. I can't hide it. I know you. What was the next line? Anyway, welcome to the show. It's Friday, T to the G to the I to the F. I'm so happy just to be alive. I am so grateful to have woken up this morning and there standing right in front of me was my purpose. Can I get an amen? Right? Remember when we were searching, seeking, didn't know what we were here for. Boy, what a difference life was and is today. I'm so happy to be here with you. Say hello to my sidekick, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. Been here all 8 years. And you know that's the bell of purpose. I'm going to ring it when there's some truth out there because it has a ring to it, just like that bell. I don't want you to miss anything. Great guest for you today. Hey, what do you got planned for the weekend? It was 60 degrees. I think we hit 60 here in Chicagoland yesterday. And then they had the nerve last night on the news to talk about there's going to be a cameo appearance today from Winter. Some I can't even say snur flurries, some snow flurries. Just as country as I want to be, right? Some snow flurries are headed to the Chicagoland area, but they're supposed to be in and out. I think I'm just gonna relax this weekend. Or if something pops up that I don't know. I don't have anything planned. Let's put it that way. What are you planning? Anything big going on? Anything exciting in your world? Inquiring minds, aka nosy, wants to know. Drop it in the comments, won't you please? So today's guest, I'm really excited. This young man, I was a little concerned because I hadn't heard from him, but you know what? When I went in and I got his phone number and I reached out to him this morning, and he was literally in his vehicle on his way home from the emergency room where he had been since early this morning. I'll let him tell you more about it when he gets in here, but Brock Williams is here today, and he's an author, a speaker. He's just an overall great guy. He's young, vivacious, got a story to tell. He's the author of a book. Listen to this title, y'all. The title is Shake the Dust Off Your fill in the blank. What do you think it is? I know you said feet. Nope. He took it there. Shake the dust off your soul. Ooh. Let that hang out there for a second. Shake the dust off your soul. Huh? Okay. When I saw that, I was like, I gotta have this guy. What a great title. What a great book. We're gonna get into that with him. So anyway, let's get him in here. Y'all like the cartoons? I do. I'm just saying, I surround myself with things. Well, you know what? Can I just tell you real quick before I get Brock here? Because I had this conversation yesterday with someone. They say, why you have so many toys and stuff? I was like, because things that did not serve me tried to snuff this world of play out of my journey. When I was a little kid, just like that, they tried to, okay, grow up. No more childhood for you. You know, childhood, even in the best of circumstances, is the briefest season that we have as people. It is the briefest, just like that, it's over with. But then when trauma and things that come in, things that do not serve us, try to put the wick out on our flame of purpose. When we're little, all they do is seal our opportunity into the annals, the hallways of history. I really believe for those of you who have dealt with or have some kids in your world that are dealing with trauma of a big, big way, just let them know. Go through it, get through it, so you can get to what's waiting for you on the other side, which is, if you want it, your story can live in the hallways of history for thousands of years. So take that with you and pass it along. So anyway, you guys, let's get Brock Williams in here. Put some hearts on the screen. It's our virtual way of saying welcome and getting on our feet, because we're about to get poured into. I'm excited. I hope you are too, because here he comes. Brock, open up your camera.
Hey,
Turn your camera on.
is it open?
Nope. We see BW on the screen.
Oh no.
What happened?
Oh, we gotta change that.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh man.
I hear you, but I don't see you.
All right, let's change that. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
Oh no. What? Huh.
You want to go out and come back in?
You know what? Give me 5 seconds. See if I
Okay.
can catch a miracle over here.
Catch that miracle then. Catch that miracle.
Yeah.
Good morning, beautiful people out there. I see y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Natasha North, the aliens brought you back. You've been missing. Natasha North, oh my God, I missed your face. Where have you been? Girl, don't scare me like that again. I'm glad you're here. I've always loved you. I love your name. Natasha North. That sounds like an actress. You ever thought about acting, Natasha? Huh? I need to get you on the show as well. I know you have a story. Amen. Amen. So while Brock, I'm gonna pop you out.
All right, I'm gonna come back in.
You come back in, and then we'll get you in. Here you go. Okay. So while he's doing that, let me see. I'm looking over here at my stuff. Just so y'all know, because we're on this new platform called Wave, and they're nice and all. They got a lot of bells and whistles, but I love me some StreamYard. I talked to the network yesterday, E360, the president. Hi, Aaron. And I said, I got to go back. I'm going back to StreamYard starting Monday until they work the kinks out over here, because it's not fair to y'all, not fair to the guest, and not fair to the four agreements. I'm trying to do my best. How about y'all? You know the four agreements. If you don't, I hope you will find them. Put each one of them in the corner of every room of purpose in your journey. It will hold everything together. Trust me. What are the four agreements? In case you don't know, let me lay this on you. You're gonna thank me later. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't make assumptions. Number 3, don't take anything personally. That's a hard one. And number 4, always, always, always do your best. Do those things. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm not kidding you. I love the four agreements. It is required reading in my coaching program, and I pass it on. I've given that book away so many times in stockings at Christmas time, and I share it at every chance I can. The four agreements. Waiting on Brock to get back in here. He left. I wonder if I know he was. There's the doorbell. Okay. Oh, and his name is a different color. I think he switched devices. Okay, your BW is not yellow anymore. It's blue. I'm thinking maybe you got off your phone and got on your laptop.
I had to do something.
That's why it's a different color. Now, do you have a camera on that joint?
My camera is actually on. That's the thing.
Well, what in the world? I saw you earlier.
Exactly.
See? Well, wait a minute. Let me see. I don't have, nope. I don't have you blocked. I'm looking down there. Let me see, because it might not be you though. Hold on. Edit title permissions. Nope. Let me see. Nope. Huh. So your camera's open.
Yeah.
I saw you earlier. Don't make it.
Exactly.
Huh.
What in the world?
I know. Hi, Granny in heaven. Every time I hear that, what in the world? I think about Grandma Callie. Let me see. I'm not going to remove you. Mirror. What's that? I don't know what that is. I hit it, though. It didn't do anything. Now, and I'm not muting your camera, so I'm not. This is so. Let me take you. Put him back. Well, I don't know. Well, you know what? I'll say this. Because until an hour ago, I wasn't sure you were going to be here at all, because I was trying to tell the folks you were on your way home from the hospital.
Yes, it was a bad ordeal. Complications from COVID I had last summer, and it was chest palpitations, and I've had long-term effects ever since then.
Really? Look what I did, y'all. Right? I moved myself over, I drug and dropped so that they could at least see your face and match it to the voice. There we go. Now my ADHD is acting up because I want to make sure these squares are perfect. There. Okay. So you've been using that word all morning since I was telling you, heart palpitation. So you had COVID for 2 months. I mean, 2 times. You had it 2 times.
Yeah, I had it twice in the same month.
And how old are you, Brock?
39.
Color me shocked. 39? What Correct. You doing using your high school graduation picture?
I took that a year ago at a photo shoot on the beach.
You look great for your age.
Yeah, I'll be 40 this year.
You look like a kid.
You know what? I have those moments. No lie. No lie.
Man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. So And they're going to get to see you live because I have your TEDx talk. It's just 3 minutes worth pulled up to show everybody. Now listen, this is what I love about this guy. First of all, that book we're going to get to, Shake the Dust Off Your Soul. Can I get an amen? But you know, I've been waiting to do a TEDx because I don't want to just do any old TEDx. And I'm kind of thinking I might want to do a TED 2, TED, not 2, the number, but TOO. And so I am very purposeful and patient about this TED talk whenever it happens, during, via divine timing. But what I love about you is you went all the way to South Africa, the University of South Africa, to do this TEDx talk. Talk about how that came about and why'd you go so far away?
You know what? I just wrote the book. I actually wrote the book during the pandemic and during the George Floyd, if I may, slaughter. And you know what? And I say, you know what? This needs to get out because this is a book of healing. This is a book of hope, inspiration, encouragement. And this is a book for men to discover the peace and the healing factor that they did not know they needed.
Well, all
And
righty then.
and I was just looking around and I was searching, going on the internet, who's doing what, who's promoting what, who's promoting who, going where. And I found a promoter that were promoting authors and other artists like myself.
Yeah.
So we went there and I called him up and he said, yeah, we're leaving in a few months. We're going to Africa if you would like to join this tour. So I said, absolutely. So I would got on board with this tour. It was a 2.5 week tour.
Wow.
And we went on the road and I did my TEDx speaking and I dedicated the poem to Africa because Africa, as you know, the motherland, it is the most beautiful, it is the most rich, but it's also one of those countries that been through the most. So I wanted to give them that much more value
It was a
and
gift.
wisdom. Yeah, it was
A
a
true
gift.
gift. Okay.
And we went around Africa. We went around Botswana, Kasane, Johannesburg, and we took the safari. But this book I dedicated to Black men that are healing, but also to Africa that have gone through so many struggles
Yeah.
in life.
I feel you. Listen, I thank you for setting that up. You guys, let's take a look. So we do still get to see Brock in action. Here we go. This is his TEDx talk. What's the title of the poem, Brock? Set it up for me.
Oh man, which one? I actually dedicated several.
Oh,
I
well,
dedicated,
I'll play it and then you can back announce it.
yes.
Okay, you guys, here we go. Take a look. Now I gotta go up here. Okay, and start it.
I speak for two reasons. One to educate and one to inspire. A book. Nothing is simple, easy, classical, traditional, universal, monumental, and time-changing as knowledge. Warriors, kings, Black men of Africa, this one's for you. Your presence alone carries weight. I'm not asking you to lead. I'm asking you to fight. I'm asking you to be a symbol, the air they breathe, the strength they desire, the words they need to hear, the chorus in a song, the sun that gives life. Believe me, stand tall, be strong, take it all in stride. Hear me when I say you are worth the endless fight. Rise like Martin, be humble like Rosa, peaceful like Maya, strong as Muhammad, bold as Harriet, and wise as Nelson. May the heavens rain and universe rise, come swift and take you by surprise. Fight, thrive, endure, survive. Even in death, you are alive. We live in a world that is full of anguish. And with dealing with mental health and addictions, with the adversities that you go through on a daily basis, wears us out, wears us down. Every single day. Want to know how you can overcome obstacles? Fight negativity? Find peace and happiness? Shake the dust off your soul and learn the lessons as they unfold. Thank you.
Okay, there I get myself. Let me get you back. Wow. That was it. Man, I got some chills up in there. So that book, I actually saw you holding it. That's not one of those pamphlets people try to pass off as a book with 8 pages to it. That thing's got some meat in it. Talk about the book. When did you start the writing of it? And really, I mean, when you started it, what was the purpose? What did you think you were doing it for?
You know what? When I wrote the book, I've always loved writing. I've always loved writing. I've always admired poetry. I've always been a lover of art and the classics, if you will, because old school delivers something that this new school desperately needs,
Mm.
which is wisdom, which is value, which is depth. I mean, these days they'll write anything and put it out there. But I've always thought of myself as somewhat as a poet, even when I was in my 20s. So I would write over the years. But when COVID hit and we were quarantined, um, it was one of those factors where I had nothing but time. And to make matters worse, we were quarantined and they were protesting not far from my house. And I ran out of my medication for anxiety and depression. So writing became a way to really just express myself and, self therapy, self care for myself. And I wrote that poem that you guys just saw called King's Nation. And it was one of those factors that where if I'm going to heal myself,
Yeah.
let me heal other men that are experiencing the same symptoms as I am. And that poem has really been an anchor in my life because when you think about Martin and Rosa and Harriet and Muhammad and Nelson, these people that growing up in their day and age, they did not have the internet. They were not allowed to walk down the streets or drink from a water fountain. Their adversities were that of which that we could never ever amount to. Churches were bombed, schools were set on fire. So it was one of those factors where you have to overcome and look to yourself and what can I do?
Yeah.
So that's what really gave me the strength to write and to push forward. And when I think about the book, it carries so much value and it's a healing factor for men, all men.
Mhm.
But it was a difficult ordeal for
I,
me.
I imagine so. Let me ask you something, Brock, because I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Now, I'm 61 years old. You're 39. Now, back during the George Floyd, the Breonna Taylor, all of that, it's been going on a lot longer than just what we know about them. But
Right.
they brought it. They made the press, and so we started talking about this situation. Have you, as a black man, a young black man, have you ever been afraid um, of just doing normal things because you are black? A lot we hear driving black, all these different things. Have you actually experienced anything or had friends or colleagues who have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, matter of fact, my first time encountering the police, I was going to the Sunday service. I was going to the Sunday service and I had just left. And I'm going down this road, there's no lights, and the cop pulls me over. I see the sirens, you know, um, get out the car, boy. Didn't
Where do
mean
you live?
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Alabama, Tennessee.
Oh, no, 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 no. Wow, no. He told me, Get out the car, boy. Come on, step out the car. He put me, hands on the hood of the car, frisked me down. Okay, you don't have drugs. You can go.
But did he tell you why he was pulling you over before you exited the vehicle?
No, he did not.
Did you ask, why are you pulling me, officer? What'd I do? Why are you
I
pulling me?
did. I
And what did
did.
he?
And all I heard was step out of the car.
So when this happened to you, was it a national situation yet? You know what I mean? Was it all out in the press? Had someone, one of the people we mentioned, or was this before? What year was this with you?
This was 2006.
Oh,
This was 2006, right before I had started working in mental health. And I heard, you hear things, but you don't take it into consideration until you experience it. And this was
mm-hmm.
my first ordeal experiencing it, and it was quite shocking.
Were you
This
scared?
I was scared because I wasn't sure, what had happened. He never explained anything to me, and it was one of those situations where if this is happening to me, I know it's happening to my brothers and sisters everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So let's fast forward from your experience, and then one of these national situations hits the airwaves, the television, the radio, you name it. And what went through your mind when you heard about the first one of those, as far as what you had experienced? What went through your mind?
You know what went through my mind at that time was, don't piss this cop off. Don't give this cop a reason to draw his gun.
So you were afraid for your life, literally?
I really was. I
I
really
know.
was
I
because
know. I
you know
know.
what? Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but the worst place to be is in a cop's imagination, because they
Ooh,
have the imagination, the mentality already that all black people are criminals. And the cops, for people of color, black people, have never really been about protect and serve. It's to keep you in your community,
yeah.
keep you where you belong and out of places you don't. Period.
Mm,
Period.
mhm,
And
mhm.
we have this inherited notion from generation to generation that all black people are criminals, and that's not the case.
No,
But what
not
the
at all.
market teaches, what the press teaches, what television says is that all black people are thugs, stereotypes. You know, they live in the hood, the ghetto. They pretty much have no place. To make a
Yeah.
long story short, they have this inherited mentality that we're all criminals, and I never understood that because I've never been arrested. I've never gone to jail. And up until that point, I never had a problem with the police.
Right. No encounters at all.
Not one.
Yeah, see,
Not
that's
one.
amazing. I remember once I was in, I had gotten a new car, not new like off the showroom floor, but new to me, a used
Mhm.
car, but it was new to me. And my friend Jessie, a white woman in this town that we were living in, prominent. She owned a lot of properties, and right in the center of town, like business properties. And she was like, take me for a ride in your car. And she's like, oh, it's so great. You're coming up, da 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 da. And I threw a piece of chewing gum out the window, and a cop saw it and pulled us over
Oh,
and
wow.
made me do the same thing, get out of the car. And he's talking to me and looking over at her, almost like, if you're not in this car of your own will, send me some kind of a signal. It was so clear. It was just crazy. And this was long before all of the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all the others. Well, not before any of them, because we can go all the way back to Emmett Till. It was happening. It'd been
Correct.
happening. But boy, it changed the way I looked at my own safety and what the police meant to me. So yeah, I get it. So let's go to your book. Do you
Yes.
remember the moment? What came first? You started writing the book and then the title came, chicken or the egg? Or did you have a title and then you wrote the book?
You know what? I started writing, and then the title came to me.
That's
Um, because having worked mental health myself for nearly 20 years, people of color are twice as likely to develop mental health issues and three times as likely to develop addiction. So writing this book, I knew I've seen the patients. I've treated them, I've helped them. I worked addiction and pediatrics and adult psychiatrics, so I knew what people of color face.
Mhm.
And come to find out, as of January of this year, more than 60,000 men have taken their lives. So, writing this book, those are the
Now, do you mean?
people.
I'm sorry. Do you mean 60,000 men of color?
Yes,
Wow.
yes, taking their lives due to suicide. So, writing this book, not only did I want to have it be a healing factor for the mental health community and people of color, but I really wanted it to be a factor of healing for men all over. So when I was
Yeah,
writing this
all
book,
men. Right.
yes, absolutely. So in writing this book, and I the book in writing gave off an energy of its own. It gave off an energy of its own. I
Yeah.
wanted it to be healing, refreshing. I wanted it to be encouraging. I wanted to be motivating. And so this book, by the time I finished it, I had the title. You know what? Shake the dust off your soul.
Off your soul. That is so brilliant. That's divinely inspired. I know that much. Now, here's another one of those which came first, the chicken or the egg questions.
Mhm.
You work and have worked for years in the mental health arena, but you
Correct.
also mentioned earlier during COVID, you ran out of your own medications for anxiety and depression. So,
Yeah.
which came first? You were working inside this arena, or you were dealing with your own mental wellness?
Both. Both. Because by the time the pandemic came and we were all quarantined, I had already worked for 10 years inside mental health. So while I was writing this book during the quarantine, I was going through anxiety and depression, and, my emotions and my
A
mood was
lot of
up
us. Yeah.
and down,
Were
up
you
and
living
down.
alone
Yes,
during COVID? Because it was different for people that were single, living alone.
exactly.
At least in this house, I had my husband, and we were going stir crazy, but it was a lot more doable, I would
Yeah.
say, than if I had
It-
been all alone. Okay, so you're in co, but what I'm asking is this: when you started your first day on the job at mental health, did you already have your diagnosis, or did that come
No,
later?
that came later. I did not. It was only until working mental health did I understand my own mental health.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Oh, so you
yeah,
mean you're in there thinking, I done going to school for all this. I'm about to help a bunch of people. And then
yeah,
you get inside the room and you see, welcome our newest member. There, your face up there with all of theirs. What talk
yes,
about that?
exactly.
How did this happen? How did you say, wait a minute, I'm in here too?
Well, you know what? Because growing up, when I was coming up, children were seen and not heard.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Bet
let me
not.
just get that out the way. Children were seen and not heard, and we're brought up with this notion as men. All men, I believe, are brought up with this notion. Men don't cry. I'm raising a man, not a boy. Go cry to your mama. I don't have time for that. You know, um, uh, oh, if you're a real man, you could handle this. I'm raising a man, not a boy. You better wipe your nose, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So,
Standard. Right.
so we as men are brought up from childhood to teens to adulthood. We're taught to suppress, not express.
Mm.
So, so on that notion, how can you heal if you don't know how you feel?
Woo! Okay, now you look, you doing too much. I'm just
That's
playing.
it.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
right. You're
Yeah.
so right.
Yes.
Oh, ooh. And
So,
especially, I just want to add this little point.
mhm,
Especially if, for those of you who are not of the African American persuasion, or maybe don't even know any, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot. It's prominent. It's right next to it is what goes on in this house stays in this house kind of thing.
amen,
Now,
amen,
I remember
amen.
at my adopted mother's funeral, sitting right, I was in the front pew on the end, so I'm the closest one to the casket. And my brother Henry who we had been estranged, believe it or not, until last year when I did that movie for Peacock.
Oh, wow.
Heathen. Shout out to the Heathen cast. I had not seen him since back then. And he reached out to me, and I talked to him about this after he reached back 50 years later. I was like, why did you pinch me that day at the funeral when I was crying? And I wasn't boo-hooing and, oh, take me with you. You know what I mean? Laying all on the casket. I wasn't doing that. I was just a little boy, and I was crying. My mom is 5 feet away from me in a box.
Mm.
You know, and I'm the only one living at home at the time. And he pinched me and said, shut up, quit crying. Boys don't cry.
Yeah.
He said it to me at a funeral of
Yeah.
our mother.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you know, oh boy, I didn't expect that to trigger, but it did.
Yeah.
I need to write that down because clearly there's still a ring in that bathtub that needs to be scrubbed. So tell me this. Okay, so you're there. How did it happen? Did someone point something out and say, you know, you might want to take your own medicine? Or did you hear something come out of your own mouth while you're in a group meeting? Or you saw someone that everything they said reminded you of things you were dealing with? How did you know you had some mental health issues? And once you had the inkling or the suspicion, how did you follow up with it? I would think it would have been difficult because how would I be able to work here if I got my own shit? So talk about that whole experience, how that all came about.
You know, we don't talk about mental health growing up in our household. As and growing up, we don't talk about mental health. We say things like, "Oh, you'll be all right. Oh, walk it off. Oh, real man can handle that." Hey, listen here. If you got a problem, hey, look here. Go down the street and pray about it. You know what? Have a pastor put hands on you. You know,
Oh, Lord
you'll
Jesus.
be all right. You'll be all right. But you know, sometimes it takes more than that. And you know, given that religion and faith is a part of the Black culture household and upbringing, you know, I thought I was fine. But when I started working mental health, did I really start to understand my own mental health? Talking to nurses and doctors, and hey, I'm having this type of feeling. Da, 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 da. I started asking questions. And I started making a mental log, and I got a
Mm.
booklet and started to write down my own symptoms that I was feeling and thinking and going
Like what?
through.
Are you comfortable enough sharing some of those symptoms? Because someone could be
Absolutely.
listening that is a later version of you that has no clue.
Absolutely. You know what? For one, it was a racing heart. It was a racing heart. I was having tingling in my arm, then in my fingers. And, I couldn't see straight. I had headaches. You
Physical
know,
manifestations.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
And my heart was racing, and my mood was up and down. And, I was having mood swings, and, I was sleepy, then I was fine, and I was up and I was down. My mood was a wreck. And then come to find out that I had ADHD, I
me.
had depression, I had
Mm.
anxiety, I had sickle cell anemia, and yeah, yeah,
You
and
found that in there while
yeah,
you were checking out your mental health, you found you actually had a physical thing.
yes, and that's what killed me because you hear a little whisper here or two growing up, but only until you get that physical diagnostic. Like, hey, listen, and I spoke to my nurse manager, and because we had this thing called the EAP, the Employee Assistance Program,
Mhm.
on the job. So I
Yeah.
went there and I talked to the therapist guy, and then from there I went to my primary care physician and I was diagnosed. So on that note, I tell everyone, like I as you saw in that video clip, I tell everyone, I speak for two reasons: to educate and inspire. But which one will make you transpire? So I tell everyone, if you don't know how you're feeling, write your symptoms out, keep a medical log of everything you're feeling. And you know what? Hey, don't be afraid to get counseling. Don't be afraid to look into therapy. Don't be afraid to get medication because we as Black people, I don't need therapy. I don't need counseling. I don't need medication. I'll be all right. I got
We'll
this.
self-diagnose in a heartbeat.
And a heartbeat and a blink of an eye. So if your heart's racing, if you're not sure what's going on, hey,
I know.
get out your phone, look up those symptoms. We spend half our time on our phones anyway. Might as well make it useful. Get out on your phone, look up those symptoms you're feeling. Hey, listen, you're going into CVS to buy some candy. Hey, or Walmart even. Hey, put your arm in that in that pharmacy section in that blood cup. Check your blood pressure. And one of the number one causes for people up
Attention, silent killer. Absolutely right.
it truly is. So owing to working mental health, was I able to understand my symptoms, get a good diagnostic, and get treated for it because 63% of men of color view mental health as a weakness. And we don't get treatment. We ignore, I'll be fine. I'll drink more water. I'll pray about it. I'll just have a pastor put hands on me every week. I don't need this. I don't need that. Hey, if God can't do it, who can? Hey, well, you know what? That's understandable, believable, and reasonable. But sometimes it takes more than that. So maybe God directed you to that doctor. Period.
Right.
You know what? Sometimes we really have to get out of our own way and allow ourselves to heal, allow ourselves to get treatment, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable.
There it is.
To
That's it right there. Because
Yeah,
vulnerability is not the same as showing weakness.
that's right.
It's not the same at all.
That's
Now,
right.
let me ask you. I'm going back inside the book again. Going
Yes.
back inside the book.
Yes.
Because that, like I said, that book got some meat on the bones. That I saw it. It's pretty thick. How many pages?
It is 248.
And when you started writing, did you have any idea how long this book was going to be?
No,
Right.
I did not. No,
Right.
I just wrote and wrote. I wrote about the good. I wrote about the bad, the ugly, the inspiring, the encouraging. I put a couple prayers in there. I put me in there. I put myself out there. My high school experiences, my wants, my need, my likes, my desires. The dark. Waking up the next morning in darkness, or waking up the next morning after a really good night or a bad night. I really wanted to put myself out there because you never know what people are going through,
Yeah.
how they're feeling, how they're thinking, what their life is like. So I was hoping that even if I encouraged and touched one person with this book,
Yeah.
that would have been good enough for me because there's a passage in this book that states the hardest battles are fought behind closed doors, and the stupidest ones are fought in public.
You need to repeat that.
The hardest battles are fought behind closed doors, and the stupidest ones are fought in public because we don't show ourselves. What you see out there, people in the store shopping or even driving, or at a restaurant or getting takeout, that's the person you're supposed to see. We never know what people are dealing with.
What's really
And
going on?
what's really going on when people, we put on 2, 3, 4 masks just to walk out the door and get some gas, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, that's a
We
mouthful.
we go
Yes.
through so much stuff, and people go through so much in life, and they don't talk about it. And we cry, we're vulnerable. We never show our trueness because we're afraid of what our friends will say, what our family
Judgment.
will think, and what our peers will feel. Because I remember growing up, because I was a really emotional kid because I didn't know what was wrong with me because we did not discuss mental health when I was growing up. So I was that emotional kid, in touch with his, with his feelings and his emotions. And my
Yeah.
mom
What's
would
wrong
always
with me?
say,
Right.
yeah. And our parents, would always say, and my grandparents being congregational ministers, if you will,
Yeah. Yep.
hey, speak your truth, you know. So then, as young men, as we're coming up and we're expressing ourselves, and being the emotional kid that I was, hey, I'll cry, period.
Yeah.
I'll
I
cry,
was that
I'll
way
share
too.
myself, but then
Because we're empaths.
yes,
And that's
yes.
another word I'd never heard growing up. Didn't know it was a thing. I want to ask you this, Brock. I want to ask you this. When you came out with the book, when the book hit the stores, hit the shelves. It was out, maybe even advanced before then. What was the experience with your immediate family when they found out you were putting all this in a book? Because that's another piece that keeps a lot of people from their own journey of self-healing, because they're afraid of pissing somebody off, talking about something that somebody in the family is going to have an issue with, especially when we're talking about traumas and abuses and things like that. So was there any pushback at all from your family, or were they 100% on board and supportive?
My family, they liked it, and they
Were they
under
surprised by anything they found in the book?
no, they I think some of them understood me a little bit more.
Mm.
Some of them understood me a little bit more, had a few questions, what did this poem mean? What did that poem mean? And I said, listen, you know what? I spoke my piece and I spoke my truth, from my childhood up until now.
Mm.
And this book has become my therapy. This book has become my peace.
Yes.
And if I'm
Was
going to be at peace, I need to speak my peace.
PEACE. Thank you, GA.
Yes.
Was it hard going back? This is another piece for a lot of people that's difficult. A lot of people consider, and I've read books. I get them all the time from people that are on the show, and it's interesting to me. Like when you open a book and it starts, my journey began when I left home for college. No, it didn't.
Right.
Everybody's journey began in the beginning or once upon a time. Take your pick. But was
Yeah.
it difficult for you to go all the way back? Were you tempted to start at a easy, more gentle, easy, a smaller bite, if you will, in the story, in the origin story? Was it difficult, Brock,
No,
to go all
because
the way back?
if I was going to speak, I had to start from the beginning. I mean, even the Bible starts with Genesis and ends with Revelation. I had to speak from the beginning. So yeah, absolutely, you're right. There was times where I had to open old doors, open old wounds,
Yes.
find that key to that old door that was full of rust and cobwebs.
Yes.
Go
The
through.
ones that we often said, "Oh, I'll get past this mug. I ain't never coming back here."
Yes,
And there
yes.
you find yourself standing before it yet again.
Exactly. And you know what? Sometimes, when you go through the fire, you won't be the same once you come out.
Right. You're not the same person
You're not.
before. When I went back to that first store, and especially when I found the courage to open it and peek in, things that appeared when I left there as boulders were
Hmm.
now in there like lint balls. Yes,
Yes,
they never had the strength, but what I didn't realize was I was looking for my own strength, which is why I saw it the way that I saw it at the time. So,
yes.
do you by chance have a copy of your book handy there? Because I'd love for you to pour into us, bless us, if you will, with a little excerpt, if you could.
Yes, actually, I have my book here, and there is actually two poems that I would love to recite. And
Okay.
because when we have a bad day, we look for a new horizon, a fresh page, a clean start. Okay, we're gonna start over tomorrow. You know what? Tonight is over. So this one is actually titled "Fight."
Mm.
It says, dark shadows and long nights were all there were in sight. With no hope on the horizon, I yearned and begged in my sorrow to help me make it to see to tomorrow. If strife is all there is, what need is there to fight? Then I remembered heaven's light giving me strength to fight the good fight.
Mm. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, you got another one?
Yes, I have one more. This one is actually titled, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness gracious. Come on, Brian.
Take
What's
your
wrong with
time. I'm gonna
Yeah,
while
this
you're
one.
finding it, let me know when you have it.
Okay, this one is called Fly. It's called Sing, Smile, Rise. Go the extra mile, hold your head high. Look life between the eyes. Sail the skies and don't ask why.
Okay.
And I love that one because you know what? We go through so much in life and we come so far, been through so many obstacles and we've been through so many hurdles. And you know what? We have come too far to step back, to water down our character. We've come too far in life to let someone hold us back
Mm,
or even hold ourselves back or hold ourselves down. You know what? If you're going through hell, don't stop. Keep going.
keep going.
Keep going. And
Right,
there's
because that's not the destination. That's
that's
just the
right.
place you pass on the way to the
That's right.
destination.
That's right. And when you go through the storm, you will be stronger, smarter, wiser, better than you did when you first went in. So there is
Amen.
light at the end of the tunnel, and you know sometimes we
See,
can't see it.
let me tell you know why I talk about this in my master. Because let me tell you why. I remember the day I got the download about this, because in the spirit, God told me, Google, show me what a miner looks like. And they did. And when they pulled it up, the first thing I noticed was that hat or that band. Some of them had a band with that light on it. And the light was right there so that wherever they turned their head, they were the light and the light was them.
That's
Now,
right.
when people say, I don't buy, there is no light at the end of the tunnel until you dig your ass through the tunnel. Because
Exactly.
if you see the light and you just walked in the tunnel, you looking in somebody else's tunnel
Yep.
that somebody else dug, and you still gonna have to dig your own eventually. And so that is so important. It's powerful. Listen, on the bottom of the screen, you guys, you'll see millenniaexpose.com. That is where you can go to find the book and everything else about this young man, Brock Williams. And I'm going to take the liberty of making it even easier by dropping the exact link inside of your private chat, your comment section, immediately at the end of today's broadcast in just a few minutes so that you can get over and grab your copy. So, what about, how do you feel about someone who is not of African American descent or not a person of color giving this book to a male that is growing up in their world? Is it a good fit or what? How do you feel about that?
It's actually a very good fit because if this book is beneficial and good enough for black men of color, just imagine how much it'll do and go and help someone that's not of melanin descent. And you know
Mm,
what? As men, we go through a lot of the same tribulations, but as black men, we go through a different type. But this book is beneficial for men, so it is encouraging for all men. And this book is very helpful. And there's a passage in here that states, it's called Life's Endurance. It says, may the heavens rain and universe rise, come quick and swift and take you by surprise. Fight, thrive, endure, survive. Even in death, I am alive.
yes. I
Yes,
love that line when you said it at the TEDx.
yes.
Yes.
Give your
Chill.
all. Yes, give your all to the day you die, and no one will ever say you did not try. So I
That's
encourage all men. Yeah, this book is beneficial for men all over.
I love it, and you're absolutely right. Les, shout out to my good friend Les Brown. I remember when I first heard him say, you want to live full
That's right.
and die empty."
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know what a beautiful way to approach everything we are. Listen, what can people look forward to in this year from you? You got anything coming around that corner? What's around the bend, Brock?
You know what? God's will, if everything keeps going well, I'll be going back on my book tour this fall. So, you know what? I mean, prayers go up, blessings come down,
Yeah,
period. Period.
yes.
It's up to him. It's up to him.
I would love for you to join us in Chicago, October 24th, if you're available for the Power of We Symposium. I'm serious. Even if you want to get some books to us that if you can't come, that we can give to a few of the kids there, I think it would definitely be a blessing. And so keep that in mind. And listen, I want you to know that we are here for you. We support you. We believe in you. Keep going, keep growing so you can keep showing. And I
Oh,
want you to have what I refer to as the turnstile invitation, which
oh,
means you're welcome back here anytime you need to come back and share something new.
Well, thank you so much for having me today, and I'll definitely keep you posted because October is sounds like a good event. It sounds like a really good plan.
It is
Absolutely. So keep me
750
posted on
kids.
that. I would
I
love to
will.
hear more and know more about it.
I will, Brock. I'm gonna try to find a sponsor that can purchase some of your books that we can give away, because I know it costs to make them, and so we want to support you. I thank you again. It's been a most inspiring conversation today. Illuminated doesn't even come close to expressing how I feel about this one today. Listen, get out of here, you guys, and come on back Monday. God willing, I'll meet you over there on the front porch where we'll do it again. Sybil Stewart will be here. I met her when I was speaking. She was another speaker. We were both at the Colorado College a couple months ago, and boy, does she have a message. You'll find out if you join us. I hope you will Monday morning. Now, listen, get out of here. Get out and do whatever you need to do today and every day to discover a brand new piece of your highest self. Combine it, find that E and that R, and take everything you are from great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, and give it away as soon as possible. Brock, thank you, man. Great job. Great job. Keep up the great work. Just love what you're doing. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you guys get out of here. And as always, in parting, I tell you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday. Bye-bye, everybody.